Hello everyone, what's going on? Welcome back. My name is Kat Rio, the girl with 9 lives, and I'm yours truly, of course, hopefully. And this is the latest video for my vlog, because it's been a minute since I put a fucking video out there. So, I guess I should address the metaphorical elephant in the room. Now's a good time, if any, and I am ready to do so. So in today's video, we're gonna get full frontal, you guys. We're gonna get total full disclosure. I'm going to lay it all out in the open, what's been going on, what I've been up to, why the video with the outbursts have taken place. All of that will be answered in today's video. Aren't you excited? So, yeah. Right now, I have a free moment, so I'm able to film because I'm not staying at my house at the moment. And a week ago today, so last Sunday, 7 days ago, I was involved in a pretty nasty accident on my way home from rehab school. So about 2 weeks ago, I started talking to you guys about this in my videos, saying that I was going to be attending a self-improvement course and that it was going to take about a month for me to go through this course. Well, that was me trying to be low-key, trying to be all on the DL about me enrolling in outpatient rehab. So the whole goal for outpatient rehab is that you attend classes from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day, and then you go home on your own accord. So basically from 4 p.m. on, you're basically on your own, and some people are able to execute that schedule without any issue and remain drug-free, alcohol-free, whatever your forte is. Alcohol is not really my thing, so I really don't have an issue with that. But chemical dependency on other things is my thing. So the first few days were okay, and by the third day I had relapsed. Basically because it's all about people, places, and things. And being that I was at home with all of my regular crew that I would party with, it was extremely difficult, if not impossible, for me to remain clean without the accountability and the supervision that it would be offered to me if I were to be an inpatient rehab patient. So on the third day when I relapsed, the next day I came here to the facility, and then I spent the entire day here. No one in the facility, the staff, nor the other patients were aware that I had relapsed. And so I thought that I pretty much had it in the bag and that nobody was gonna find out, and that this would be a great opportunity for me to fool everybody and attend rehab and still be able to do drugs, because that's the way an addict mind thinks. So on the way home that night, on my electric scooter, the death trap as I like to call it, I was involved in a pretty seriously bad accident. One that could have not only killed me, but it could have long-lasting repercussions on my body had I fallen a different way. But on my way home, my vision was a bit impaired, and also my depth perception was impaired. And I came along a pretty profound dip in the sidewalk. So, well, let me back up. So I was trying to cross a major street, like a 4-lane street, and as I was crossing, this car didn't really see me, or did see me and just wanted to kill me. Who knows? We'll never know. So he came pretty close to hitting me, so I quickly jumped onto the sidewalk without realizing that there was a pretty severe dip in the sidewalk, and basically face planted on the concrete and broke my foot. So you can't see it now because I've been waiting for the bruises to heal, but I look like a boxing match candidate. You know, I had black and blue all over, but you can't really see it. The doctors weren't lying when they said the stitches won't show. I got invisible stitches, whatever the fuck that is. So I got stitches on my eyebrow. My face was black and blue from about where my eyebrow sits. So, well, let me back up. So I was trying to cross a major street like a 4-lane street, and as I was crossing, this car didn't really see me, or did see me and just wanted to kill me. Who knows? We'll never know. So he came pretty close to hitting me, so I quickly jumped onto the sidewalk without realizing that there was a pretty severe dip in the sidewalk, and basically face planted on the concrete and broke my foot. So you can't see it now because I've been waiting for the bruises to heal, but I look like a boxing match candidate. You know, I had black and blue all over, but you can't really see it. The doctors weren't lying when they said the stitches won't show. I got invisible stitches, whatever the fuck that is. So I got stitches on my eyebrow. My face was black and blue from about where my eyebrow sits all the way down till about here, right there. As of about 2 days ago, it was all still pretty mangled looking. Upon impact, I had blood gushing out of my eyebrow, and I thought it was far worse than what it really was. I was really concerned that I would lose some teeth because I did taste blood in my mouth, but luckily it was just from me biting my cheek or biting my tongue, or one of those things. Had there had been a rock or something sharp or a curb, I could have easily punctured my head, and in a worse way, and could have been dead. You know, honestly, I gotta call it like I see it. Luckily, none of that happened. The worst that happened was that my foot got broke. So I went to the hospital. They gave me some x-rays, and they took x-rays, I should say, and then they put my foot up in a really beautiful boot and sent me on my way. I mean, there's really nothing that can be done for that. You just gotta kind of let it heal on its own. And that's what I've been doing. But I refused to film a video with my face all black and blue. So I waited till that healed. And today I look fresh and beautiful like I normally do, right? Yay. So yeah, after that happened, I realized that I was taking a lot of unnecessary risks with my life. I felt that I had control of my drug use, and I felt that nobody could ever tell when I was on it. And for the most part, I was right. Nobody could ever tell that I was under the influence of drugs on a day-to-day point of view, I guess. I could maneuver throughout the day and night relatively unnoticed. I mean, people couldn't tell because I have ADHD. The drugs actually had an adverse effect on me. So instead of being all hyped up and wired and, you know, all geeked, it actually kind of made me very calm. And I really didn't exhibit any type of signs that I was under the influence, which made my drug use even far much more dangerous because it persisted for so many years without going noticed. So it meant that it was going to be that much harder for me to break the hold that drugs had on my life. I never wanted to bring this out into the open. In fact, I was in such denial that I never even thought I had a problem. I always considered drug addicts to be those people, you know, the people that were obvious drug users, people that looked like they hadn't bathed, people that held a criminal record, people that looked disheveled and unkept. And that certainly was not me. So I had this delusion thinking that I was not addicted to drugs, that I had it in the bag and that I can basically stop whenever I wanted to. The classic cliche picture of denial was what I was. And it took my family and my friends who were very close to me that did know that there was something going on for them to express their concerns and tell me that they certainly felt that I needed to seek help in order to get off these drugs. So I took their advice, and I reluctantly decided to be inpatient, and that's what I did. So starting last Monday, 6 days, I decided to enroll as inpatient rehab. So now I stay on the premises 24 hours a day, My comings and goings are supervised. I share an apartment with another gal, and basically I'm tested regularly for any drugs or alcohol consumption. This will persist for about another 3 weeks, and at the end of the 3 weeks, I will finish the program successfully, and I go back out into the real world. Now, it's been suggested that I enter a halfway house, but honestly, that's not gonna happen because I really hate sharing an apartment with people, especially people I don't know. Not that my roommate is a pain in the ass. She's actually such a breath of fresh air. She's wonderful. She's really quiet. She keeps to herself. She's very neat and orderly. It's not her, it's me. I'm not totally sane, you know? So I have to, you know, work with what I have. And what I have is not much. So I gotta be true to myself, and I need to go back home and see if I can make it work, because that's the real world. I mean, I can't be under people's supervision 24 hours a day for the rest of my life. So yes, there is an accountability there that I could have if I went to a halfway house, but I can also find that accountability if I enter a secondary program that they offer, in which I still report to the facility 3 times a week. I get tested, and therefore I'm not just going out to the wolves without any supervision or any accountability whatsoever. There will still be something offered to me, you know, less intense scenario. Anyway, so I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions about what's going on. Maybe you don't, I don't know. But I just wanted to put this out there. I really have to apologize to everyone for not being more forthcoming about what I was dealing with and struggling with. You know, when you make these videos and you put out this content, you really try to put your best face forward. You really try and paint a picture of yourself that's more flattering, and not one that is riddled with difficult topics and very dark times. I mean, at least me, that's my way of dealing with things. Since I'm not able to walk at the moment and I'm a captive audience, I decided to go ahead and be very transparent about what's been going on, and I want other people to know that there is no shame with having a chemical dependency. There is no shame with being a drug addict or being an alcoholic. I feel that a lot of us that deal with transitioning, a lot of us do suffer from chemical dependencies because we are so isolated, we are so abandoned, we are so misunderstood, and therefore we comfort ourselves and numb ourselves with these chemicals in order to not feel the extent of the sadness that we live through every single day. Now, that's not a cop-out, that's not an excuse. That's just, I want you to get an insight on my thinking, on the way that I felt was the best way and the most effective way to deal with my inner turmoil. It worked for a while, but after a while, it stops working. So you have to think of something new, something different, a new way to deal with your issues. The drugs do turn on you eventually, and your best friend that you think you had, that comforted you through the hard times, ends up becoming your worst enemy. And I didn't want that as a crutch in my life anymore. I'm a really strong person, and I really needed to just face this head on and stop pretending that I had an issue. So as I was saying, there is no shame in being an addict. There is no shame in being an alcoholic, but there is shame, however, in having the tools available there for you in order to overcome your addictions and not take advantage of them. My choice of where I decided to go to overcome my issues is called Recovery Unplugged. It is based in Fort Lauderdale. It's actually been founded by the group Aerosmith, and it's a recovery program that revolves around music. And anybody that knows me knows that I love music. Aerosmith is one of my favorite bands. I had no idea that they were linked together. It just so happens that this is, you know, the way it was founded. So bonus points for me, and I really love it. The staff here has been tremendous and amazing, dealing with my underlying issues as to why I became addicted to drugs in the first place. I am very grateful to these people because I do now see a hope for myself to live a life that's clean, free from drugs, and one that is productive and something that is something to be proud of, not something to hold in the darkness and be ashamed of. So I look forward to making more videos while I'm here. As I said, I'll be here for another 2 or 3 weeks, so I will be putting out more content from the rehab, and you get to meet some of the other inmates. I mean patients, some of the other patients. So thank you for listening, you guys. I really appreciate it. Please leave your comments down in the comment section. Please hit that like and subscribe button. I have to get used to saying that because I want this channel to grow. I want it to prosper. I want to make some money on this channel, honey. So don't forget to do that and share it with your friends, okay? Thank you so much. I'll see you guys later. Bye.